No one imagined that on that Christmas Eve, Donna Helena would receive the greatest gift and the greatest punishment at the same time. The house was silent, except for the faint tinkling of the twinkling lights on the carefully decorated tree. The aroma of cinnamon and freshly baked cake still lingered in the air, reminiscent of years gone by when the family would gather with laughter, hugs, and endless stories. But this year, everything felt different. There was an emptiness so profound that even the flickering candlelight seemed hesitant to shine. Helena, 82, sat alone at the set table, her wrinkled hands resting on the red cloth, wondering if anyone would even remember to look at her. For decades, she had been the invisible heart of the family, always present on birthdays, always ready to offer advice, always the silent smile that held everyone together. But that night, the doors remained closed, and the echo of old laughter seemed but a distant whisper in her memory. As she gazed out the window, the snowflakes fell softly, covering the garden like a silent blanket, and Helena felt the weight of every year she had spent loving unrecognized. There was a sadness that could not be ignored, but there was also a quiet, almost imperceptible strength growing within her, a feeling that this night would not be just another one, that something unexpected was about to happen, something that would forever change the fate of everyone she loved, and even those who had never cared. For her, she took a deep breath, the chilly air slowly drifting in and out, and her eyes fixed on the tree ornaments, reflecting the lights as if each blink held a secret only she knew, a secret that carried with it the memory of lonely nights, lost hugs, unspoken words, and wasted opportunities. And in that instant, Helena felt she had to make a decision, not just about Christmas, but about the lifetime of silent dedication she had offered without expecting anything in return. The old woman began walking down the hallway, each step echoing across the hardwood floor, as if it were a prelude to something grand. She opened an old drawer, took out a pen with a worn nib, and a leather notebook she had kept for years. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from determination. That would be the night Helena would finally write something no one could ignore, something that would carry the power of decades of silence, painful observations, silent injustices, love, and unrequited. As the pen touched the paper, the words began to flow, charged with emotion, mystery, and intention. Each written line seemed to breathe, as if the very air in the room conspired to make each letter memorable. What she wrote was not just a testament, but a message, a testament that silence and patience were not weaknesses, but forces that shaped destinies. Every decision, every name mentioned, and every bequeathed inheritance carried a veiled message, meant to awaken conscience, regret, perhaps belated gratitude. But Helena also knew that what she was doing might surprise or even shock those who thought they knew her. For that Christmas, the woman everyone thought was fragile and submissive was about to reveal that her presence had always been more powerful than any argument, any gift, or any noisy party. What no one imagined was that through that will, Helena would simultaneously deliver her greatest gift and her greatest punishment. A gift that would touch hearts and a punishment that would sear the conscience of those who had ignored her for so long. And so, amid the twinkling of lights, the smell of cake, and the icy wind blowing through the cracks in the windows, Helena wrote, and the silent house seemed to hear every word. That night, Christmas ceased to be just a celebration and became a moment of revelation, a moment of silent justice, a moment that decades later would still be remembered, not for the sound of the family's laughter, but for the echo of the choices each person would make upon discovering what Donna Helena had prepared for them. What did she write? What secrets did she hold? What lessons were hidden in the lines of the ancient notebook that only death or the revelation of that will could reveal? No one knew yet what that Christmas night was about to forever transform the meaning of love, presence, and justice. Helena, 82, has always been the heart of the family. She was always present at important moments, always the first to arrive and the last to leave, the one everyone turned to without realizing the weight she carried. She was the silent caregiver, the guardian of traditions, the calm voice that brought order amidst the chaos. But that year, something felt different. Her children and grandchildren were too busy with commitments, parties, and the distractions of modern life to notice that she was there, eagerly awaiting the simple act of being together, of sharing laughter, stories, and that human warmth that, in the past, had always been guaranteed. All afternoon, Helena worked with dedication and care, as if each dish she prepared carried not only ingredients, but also memories and love. The aroma of food filled the house, mingling with the scent of lit candles and Christmas decorations. She meticulously set the table, placing the best silverware, everyone's favorite dishes, and even preparing small gifts that she knew would make everyone smile. Every detail was thoughtful. Every gesture carried a silent affection. But as the hours passed, what should have been a house full of laughter became an empty and silent space. The clock ticked away, and Helena's heart sank a little more with each passing minute. She looked out the window, watching the snow falling gently, as if the world outside were celebrating something no one inside the house remembered to notice. The Christmas tree twinkled its colorful lights, casting delicate shadows over her tired face. It was the only company on a night that should have been one of joy and togetherness. She sat at the table, breathing deeply, trying to control the sadness that threatened to overflow. Every prepared dish, every thoughtful detail seemed to scream a deafening silence. The family she loved was not there. But even alone, Helena maintained her dignity, a delicate smile on her face, and a firm thought in her mind, not to let disappointment defeat her. Inside her, something was ignited, a mixture of sadness and quiet strength, feeling that this night, though lonely, would not end in an ordinary way. There was something that needed to be done, something that would reveal not only the love she had always had, but also the impact of years of silence, dedication, and, sadly, oblivion. As she gazed at the illuminated tree, a plan began to form in her mind, a plan that held justice, surprise, and a lesson no one in the family would forget. Each flickering light seemed to reflect the weight of loneliness she felt, but also the hope that what was to come would change everything. Helena knew this wasn't just a forgotten meal or a silent Christmas. It was about leaving a message, about showing that the presence of a loved one shouldn't be taken for granted. And so, amidst the aroma of food, the soft light of the tree, and the echo of happy memories, Helena sat alone, her heart torn between sadness and determination. She could sense that this night would be decisive, that something was about to happen that would forever change the family's perception of who she was. and the value of her presence. Tension hung in the air, silent yet intense, as if the house itself waited expectantly for this moment to unfold. The question that lingered and would echo in everyone's minds for days to come was, what would Helena do, alone that night, to transform solitude into something no one would ever forget? The mystery lingered, the anticipation grew, and every second of silence seemed charged with meaning, setting the stage for something extraordinary that was about to happen. The silence in that house was almost tangible, heavy as a damp blanket enveloping the heart. Helena could hear her own heartbeat, each second echoing off the Christmas-decorated walls, reminding her of everything that was missing. Laughter, hugs, beloved voices that no longer reached her. The carefully prepared dinner remained untouched, the plates arranged as if awaiting guests who would never arrive. For a moment, sadness threatened to overwhelm her, but deep in her eyes there was a flame that refused to go out, a silent force that reminded Helena that her story was not yet over. She took a deep breath, closed her eyes for a moment, and with a soft sigh, lifted a trembling hand to reach for the antique pen she kept in her desk drawer. It wasn't just a pen, it was the tool of a decision that carried within it decades of silent love, unseen dedication, and a growing sense of injustice. Helena opened the leather notebook she, feeling the weight of the paper between her fingers, as if it were a portal to a future no one could yet imagine. Delicately, she began to write. Each word emerged not only on the paper, but within her own soul, charged with emotion, reflection, and, above all, a clear intention to teach, to impact, and to leave a legacy that could not be ignored. As the ink ran across the surface of the notebook, the house seemed to grow even more silent, as if each letter had a life of its own, each line charged with meaning, and each of her grandmother's gestures was accompanied by a suspense that hung in the air, zooming in on the pen gliding over the paper, on the signature that would finalize the document, on the words that began to unfold like a silent revelation. Helena knew her family had never valued her as she deserved. And in that moment, she decided that it wouldn't just be the memory of her physical presence that would remain, but a message that would touch each of them deeply. She wouldn't just write about money or objects. She would write about values, about respect, about true love, about the little things that always went unnoticed, but had the power to transform lives. Each sentence carried a delicate tension, almost as if each letter were whispering, "Now you will feel what it means to neglect the one you love." The emotion was palpable, and even sitting alone, Helena felt a quiet strength growing within her, transforming loneliness into determination. It was as if the pen was more than a tool. It was a bridge between the injustice of the present and the lesson the future would demand. The notebook began to take shape. Destinies would be changed, hearts touched, consciences awakened. But at the same time, there was a mystery that could not yet be revealed. Helena wrote carefully, choosing each word, weighing each decision, because she knew that when the will was finally read, the surprise would be so great that it would be impossible to ignore. Every detail had been planned to inspire reflection, regret, and perhaps even redemption. What no one imagined was that that simple pen, that ancient paper, held a power capable of transforming years of oblivion and indifference into a story everyone would never forget. Each written word was a silent reminder that love, respect, and presence are treasures that cannot be taken for granted. Helena finished one line and began another, and the suspense grew. Hanging in the air, almost audible, was, what had she written that would forever change the fate of her family? The mystery grew with each passing second. The silence of the house, the soft light of the Christmas tree, the distant tinkling of a bell. Everything seemed to conspire to make that moment remembered not just as a forgotten meal, but as the beginning of a lesson no one would ever forget. Helena knew that soon her message would be discovered, and with it would come the surprise, the excitement, and perhaps the silent justice she so richly deserved. And so, with steady hands and a determined heart, Helena continued to write, each word heightening the anticipation and weight of what was to come. A gift and a punishment at the same time, and no one yet knew that on that night the family's life would never be the same. The next day after Christmas, a heavy silence fell over the house. What should have been an ordinary morning of celebration and joy turned into palpable tension. The children and grandchildren who, until then, had lived immersed in their routines and distractions, were surprised by a heavy envelope marked with Helena's delicate, firm handwriting. Upon opening it, what they found was not just an ordinary will, but a message charged with emotion, justice, and a wisdom that could only come from a lifetime of silent observation and patient love. Each page revealed decisions that left the family speechless. There were not just divisions of assets, nor simple financial instructions. There were carefully considered choices directed toward neighbors who had always helped Mrs. Helena, friends who had never received a thank you, and institutions that supported lonely elderly people, those who, like her, were often forgotten by the world. Each line seemed to whisper ancient truths, reminding everyone that presence, attention, and affection are treasures that cannot be ignored. Their faces began to change as they read it. Surprise, confusion, shock. Some covered their mouths with their hands as if to contain the weight of the revelation. Others felt silent tears well up, a mixture of regret and a belated realization of everything they had neglected. Helena's every decision was a mirror, showing the family how much they had failed to recognize the value of those who were always there, present in every detail, in every gesture of care, even when ignored. The emotional impact was devastating. Helena knew exactly the effect it would have. Every choice had been made to spark not just regret, but deep reflection. Who are the people who truly matter? How can our actions or lack thereof leave scars we can't always repair? She transformed her absence into a powerful presence, capable of speaking louder than any reprimand or argument she might have had in life. The unexpectedly directed inheritances heightened the sense of shock. Her children realized they wouldn't be the primary beneficiaries as they might have imagined. Her grandchildren, who had always believed they had priority in everything, understood that love and attention are more valuable than possessions. Each decision clearly and unequivocally reflected that Helena valued what had always gone unnoticed: solidarity, care, respect, and genuine presence. As the hours passed and the reading of the will was completed, the mood of surprise and embarrassment mingled with silent contemplation. Some family members sat staring into space, trying to absorb the weight of the words that now transformed the Christmas they had despised into a life lesson they would never forget. Others hugged one another, not in celebration, but seeking comfort from the pain of realizing they had neglected someone who had loved them deeply. And on the other side, in everyone's memory, Helena remained. Her physical absence did not diminish her emotional presence. On the contrary, it intensified it. Every decision, every line of her will, every unexpected choice was proof that even alone on Christmas Eve, she had the power to impact lives, to teach a lesson no one could ignore. Helena didn't need applause or immediate recognition. She knew that through what she had left behind, her family would miss her in a way they would never forget. The silence that followed was heavy, filled with reflection and regret. And as the family began to grasp the meaning of the message, a question lingered. Would any of them finally learn the value of the presence, respect, and love that Helena always offered, expecting nothing in return? Perhaps the greatest lesson of this story isn't about money, material possessions, or inheritances, but about something much deeper, about love, respect, and presence. Throughout her life, Helena silently dedicated herself to her family, offering affection, attention, and support without expecting recognition. And yet she was ignored, underestimated, and forgotten at a time that should have been one of unity and celebration. But even in the face of loneliness and indifference, she found a way to transform her absence into a powerful message, one that would forever resonate in the consciousness of those who once thought they could take her for granted. When her family finally discovered the will, they realized that every decision, every unexpected choice, was proof that Helena had always had control over what truly mattered. Not material possessions, but life lessons, the values she cultivated and that now remained alive even after her departure. The sadness, surprise, and regret that filled the hearts of her children and grandchildren revealed something they had, perhaps, never understood before. Genuine presence and attention cannot be replaced, nor bought, nor regained once the opportunity to demonstrate them is lost. Helena left a legacy that could not be ignored. A legacy that goes far beyond wills, contracts, or valuable objects. A legacy that speaks of conscience, empathy, and emotional responsibility. The people we love should be valued while they are with us, and that the true impact of our actions or inactions will be felt sooner or later in ways we often cannot control. Every gesture of love, every sincere word, every embrace offered, these are the riches that shape lives and build memories that will never fade. And this is where reflection becomes practical. Think about your own life, about the people you love and who are part of your daily life. How many times have you stopped saying, "I love you," listening, spending time together, or appreciating someone's presence simply because it seemed like there was enough time? Lena reminds us, silently but powerfully, that time doesn't wait, that love needs to be demonstrated, and that small actions can have enormous consequences. Every moment with someone you love is unique, and every oversight can become irreversible. So pause now and reflect. Who around you needs more attention, more care, more presence? Gestures can you make today, even small ones, to make these people feel loved and valued? Maybe it's a message, a visit, a phone call, or even a hug. What matters is acting before it's too late. Helena teaches us that the true value of our lives lies in how we impact and care for those around us. And you, who just heard Helena's story, what would you do differently if you were in her shoes? Share your thoughts in the comments. share a similar experience, or tell us how you intend to value those you love from now on. We want to hear your opinion, because stories like this only make sense when they spark real change. If this story touched your heart and made you reflect on the importance of presence and love, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss exciting videos that remind us of what truly matters. Every gesture of attention, every subscription, and every comment helps spread this message to more people who need to hear. This life lesson